everybody. Welcome to another episode of Two Strike Noise, your all-time favorite baseball history podcast. My name is Jeff. I'm one half of the show. Joining me, as usual, from the Mike Schooler studio up in the Pacific Northwest, it is Mark A. Johnston.
That's kind of a random selection, but he had a few saves.
I forgot to think of somebody before, so that was completely on the fly. But, Mark, the season has started. Torpedo bats, PED suspensions for big free agent acquisition, drones on the field, tarps not on the field during a rain delay, a 33-mile-per-hour pitch from a position player, huge long-term contracts given to young players, Atlanta unable to win, the Dodgers unable to lose, two major league teams playing in minor league facilities, and
human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Man, what a first week of the season.
Boy, I'm glad you played all that or told me all that because I haven't been paying attention. I've been working on my diamond art collection. I'm kidding. It's been amazing so far and crazy.
Your diamond art, is that like a Diamond Kings thing or?
No, it's when you stick little diamonds onto a canvas and you paint with them.
Oh,
but I don't.
People do that with diamond. I guess diamonds are pretty.
Not actual diamonds.
Oh, okay. Cubic zirconia type things.
That'd be sweet. Cubic zirconia, which I like to call the caffeine-free
affordable
decaf of gemstones.
The affordable ones, yes. Enough. If you want more geology talk, you can find our other podcast. It's all about geology called Geology Rocks. And that is, we do that. We actually do a daily episode with that just to make sure that we're up on
6 hours daily.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just wherever you get this podcast, you can get the Geology Rocks podcast. But Mark, let's get right into it. BP, we've got some things. We've even got some debuts this week for the first time.
Right on.
And I know that this episode's coming out a little bit late. We've both had some IRL stuff come up that had to take precedence. So we appreciate everybody's patience. But Mark, the first thing I wanted to mention was somebody was keeping score of a Dodger game. And it was somebody that we know. Well, you and I don't know personally, but I'm going to say a former Athletics fan, former Athletics employee, but current Dodgers fan, I guess, Tom Hanks.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
So, and I think you're aware of Tom Hanks and his fondness for typewriters, right?
Yes, yeah. I am up on and knowledgeable about that.
So if anybody doesn't know, Tom Hanks is like obsessed with typewriters. He buys all these old antique typewriters. He restores them and he uses them, though. He is a typer, I guess. But I've never seen this before. He brought a typewriter to Dodger Stadium and kept a scorecard on the typewriter.
It's pretty amazing.
Like, not just, he didn't lay the scorecard on the typewriter and write on. He spun the things on the side so it came up and then he typed in each play. It's a very unique
question for you though, Jeff.
Yeah.
How long do those things hold a charge for? I mean, when you charge them.
Yeah. He probably had a adapter that plug in.
Oh, okay.
He was in a suite so he could plug in there. Let's talk about some college stuff. I know you sent me one thing, and we'll talk about that. And I got another thing here because college baseball's weird, very weird. You sent me this, and I did some research on this about the University of Kentucky, and this was lame, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so too. Yes.
So Kentucky was at Texas A&M for a weekend series, and the SEC has a rule that on getaway days, which it's the final game of the series, this one happened to be on a Sunday, and so the rule states that no new inning can start after 4:30 p.m. This is meant to allow teams to get back to school for classes the next day. So Kentucky was up. This is at Texas A&M, and Kentucky is up 10-5 in the eighth. There are 2 outs in the bottom of the eighth, and it is 4:28. So Texas A&M is batting. They're down 5. They're in the bottom of the eighth. There's 2 minutes until they can't start another inning. So if Texas A&M makes the third out before 4:30, the two teams will go on and play the ninth inning. But Kentucky deliberately delayed the game by taking as long as they could between pitches, had mound meetings, pretended to adjust equipment, etc., until the clock hit 4:30. They did it just long enough that the ninth inning would then not be played. Now, I think it's gutless. Your team has a 5-run lead. Is your closer that bad? Do they not have faith in their closer? We've talked about some old-timey games where teams would stall to try and get the game called due to darkness or because they had to catch a train or something or the last ferry out of the wherever they were playing. I remember, Mark, though, seeing this. This happened in the 80s in the big leagues when rain was forecast. I specifically remember teams taking a long time trying to wait that rain out, trying to get in before they got 5 innings, but not really anything you see anymore. And there were some hurt feelings, and I don't blame them for Texas A&M.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was pretty weak. I mean, just play the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if you had a 5-run lead, you need 3 more outs.
Yeah. I mean, how would you like to be on the receiving end of that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Karma, right? Eventually it's going to come back and get them. But I mean, it just like the pitcher, he looked so uncomfortable. He's staring at his little communication device on his, because the college wears it's like a smartwatch that they communicate with. And he's just staring at it. You can tell he's very uncomfortable, but he's still doing it because his coach told him to. And there was some yelling between the dugouts. But another just weird thing happened in college baseball. Liberty versus Jacksonville State.
Yes.
Did you see this?
I did.
So was this, we're going to definitely say that the Kentucky move was a dick move, right? That's definitely there. Is this one a dick move? Ben Blair was designated to take the mound for the first game of a doubleheader between Liberty and Jacksonville State, but his name was not included on the Liberty 27-man roster.
Oops.
Yeah. So Jacksonville State head coach Steve Besser, I don't know how you say that, noticed this, and after Blair's first pitch of the first game, he called time, went up to the umpiring crew and said, "Hey, this dude's ineligible." Because of Conference USA's rules on teams using ineligible players, Liberty had to forfeit the game, so they lost 9-0.
Yes.
Now, is that a dick move or not?
It really kind of depends. Here's what I mean. If he knew beforehand and waited for the first out, then it's pretty weak. But if he just happened to notice, hey, wait a minute, this guy is not on the eligible list, I don't have a problem with it, really.
I disagree. I think this is 100% okay.
Okay.
And they knew he was going to start this game. I'm sure that they waited for that first pitch and they knew exactly what they were doing. But this is 100% on Liberty. I mean, he's your starter.
That's true too.
But think about the people that, let's go to a doubleheader, spend the day at the ballpark, and then they only get one game. Interesting things going on there in college baseball. This is something I found. This is from Tim Haggerty. He's been on our show before, friend of the show. He's the play-by-play announcer for the El Paso Chihuahuas. We're locked in litigation with him because he wrote a book called Tales from the Dugout.
Yes.
And we've sued him.
Which is rough because the only attorney we could afford was our friend Mitch. Who's not an attorney.
Yeah, he has not actually gone to law school nor taken the bar, nor is allowed to practice law anywhere. So
but he told us straight up, $10 is $10.
Yeah. We've got Lionel Hutz too, also on retainer. Isn't that the lawyer from The Simpsons? But
Lionel, yes, of course.
So this is something that he posted a couple of years ago. It might be in his book. I just saw his book on my desk the other day, but this happened in 1906 in Pennsylvania. And I'm just gonna read you this story. It's a quick 2-paragraph thing here. During a baseball game between railroad employees at Pitcairn yesterday, B.F. Hicks, who was playing left field, was killed by a train as he ran onto the tracks after a long foul ball. He was glazing into He was glazing. He was gazing into the air at the ball. And when his comrades shouted to him that the train was, coming, he was more focused on the ball and he failed to take heed. Just as he caught the ball, the engine struck him. When the body was picked up, the ball was still clutched in his hand. So I guess you got to rule it an out.
Yeah.
If there's any runners on, they can feel free to trot home. They can jog or walk because this guy's not getting up to throw it. But B.F. Hicks, R.I.P.
Wow, that's rough. And by the way, great use of the term "take heed."
Yeah, I kind of got lost because it's written in old-timey language. So I came up with the take heed. I
haven't heard it since Vanilla Ice. Take heed because he's a lyrical poet.
Miami's on the scene in case you didn't know it.
Just in case.
All right. Mark, I mentioned debuts. Today is April 4th. This pod might not be posted until the 5th. You'll have to, again, excuse me. But we have got debuts. This is something we haven't been able to do for a while, and I love debuts. So, first of all, Mark, we have got Herb Washington made his debut today in 1974. Herbert Washington. We've talked about him several times. He's kind of a baseball legend, right? 105 career games, 0 plate appearances, 33 runs scored, 31 stolen bases, 17 caught stealing. That's not great.
Not the best.
No.
Yeah.
But when you put him in there, the other team he's going to run.
Oh, he ruined everything for the other team's defense.
Yeah. I mean, also the other team,
could prepare.
He's going. They're not going to burn him to have him just stand there on the base. So you knew that he was going to run. Now, this is something I didn't know as I was reading about him. After Washington, there was a guy named Don Hopkins who took over the pinch running role for the A's.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. In 1975 and 76, Hopkins appeared in 85 games for the Oakland Athletics. I'm going to say that every time now. Just like I say, the California Angels, I'm going to say the Oakland Athletics. He had 8 actual plate appearances, though, in his 2-season career. He hit 167. He walked twice in those 8 appearances, so his on-base percentage was pretty good at 375. Much better than Washington's. He stole 21 bases and was caught 10 times, so really about the same amount of success.
Yeah.
He did score 25 runs as well.
Interesting way to use a roster spot, though.
Very interesting way to use a roster spot. Yeah. Let's see. Other debuts. 1984.
Because they got the trucks that are on the ball. From work to play, they've got it all. They've got a base.
We will never pass up the opportunity to play Brett Saberhagen. And
absolutely.
I mean, you talk about flow. I mean, we talked about Vanilla Ice. I don't think he has anything on Brett Saberhagen. But Brett Saberhagen made his debut today in 1984. 2 Cy Youngs, 3 All-Star games, a World Series title in 1985, of which he was named the World Series MVP, a Gold Glove, and, of course, a Ford truck, in his honor.
Oh, you can't beat that.
No, you really can't. Let's see. Some other debuts. 1988, Brady Anderson. This is just a great day for debuts for us. 3 All-Star games, hit 50 home runs in 1996. That would be 24% of his career total in 1 year. Noted sideburn enthusiast.
Yes.
Husband of former K-pop idol Stephanie. And really a bad actor as seen on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Who are you?
I'm Brady Anderson.
The baseball player? You've come to help me?
I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure. I mean, you did say I was nothing to you.
I didn't mean it. I was in a bad mood. Everyone was bugging me.
If everyone was bugging you, did you consider that maybe the problem wasn't with the rest of the world? That maybe it was with you?
Words to live by from Brady Anderson.
Boy, that makes you think.
That really does. Also, though, making his debut at the same time in 1988 was none other than Chris Sabo, who was voted Rookie of the Year, ended up with 3 All-Star appearances, a World Series in 1990, and a great public speaker.
I'd like to thank everybody because you guys are pretty good. And I'd just like to say that no one gave us a chance. We kicked their ass in 4 straight, and that's all I got to say. And all I think, we kept our mouths shut. We just went out there and proved it on the field. They can talk all they want, but they're gonna sit home all winter, and they know they don't got nothing because we got the ring, and we got the money, and we got everything. Thank you.
So drunk and not a good speaker.
No, he's really not what I would call a great orator.
No, and he was like getting mad. Like I love that. I absolutely love that. Let's see. Also, a debut in 1997. I mean, these are great debuts today. This is like the epitome of our show today. Bartolo Colon made his debut in 1997.
Nice.
Cy Young Award winner in 2005, 4-time All-Star, of course, Big Sexy, a lifetime slugging average of 107, current member of the Karachi Monarchs of the Baseball United League. He wore 11 different team hats during his Major League Baseball career and was big enough, he's still kind of big, that he was able to have 2 separate families at the same time, unbeknownst to the other
one, yes.
Yeah, now it's announced to everybody, but
this is now announced.
Let's see some other things here. Just some history stuff here. 1974 on this date, in his first swing of the season, first time he took the bat off his shoulders, Henry Aaron hits a 3-run home run off Jack Billingham as Atlanta loses to the Reds 7-6. That was home run number 714, tying him with Babe Ruth's career total. Kind of a big deal there.
That was a big deal.
And then in 1994, you remember this, 3 home runs on opening day for the Cubs, Carl Tuffy Rhodes. All in one day, opening day.
I
3
remember.
of them.
I remember that happening, and we hadn't had our rotisserie draft yet.
So everyone jumped on him.
Picked up about $7 or $8 extra on Tuffy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he hit like 5 that year.
Yeah. But of course, just an incredible career in Japan, though. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Legendary home run hitter. Like he, Randy Bass, and Sadaharu O.
That's right.
And it's the Mount Rushmore of ones that I know. I'm sure I'm missing great Japanese players. All 3 of them were off Dwight Gooden that day. But the Mets still went on to win 12-8. I'm guessing the wind was blowing out that day for sure.
But it just wasn't enough.
No, it wasn't quite there. Now, I do have one other quick thing here before we get out of BP. This is a Tales from the Dugout show because we've got a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about that is kind of historical stuff that has happened this last week or since our last show. So maybe this is half BP, half our first story of Tales. But I want to talk about cycles. Not unicycles, not bicycles, not tricycles, just cycles, baseball cycles, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, so single, double, triple home run. Really,
yes.
I think a lot of people admit it's really kind of an overblown thing. I mean, if it happens, great. It doesn't happen very often, but it is what it is. But Carson Kelly is the first player to have ever hit for the cycle in the month of March. Ever. Because frankly, baseball didn't start in March until just like maybe a decade ago. So not quite the timeline that everybody else had. But did you know that Darrell Ward hit for the cycle in 2004? May 2004 to be specific. And that meant that both he and his father, Gary Ward, who hit for the cycle in September of 1980, became the first father-son duo to hit for the cycle. Incredible.
Which is amazing.
Yeah. It happened again, though. This was duplicated in 2019 when Kevin Biggio hit for the cycle, joining his dad, who also did it in 2002. So we've got 2 father-sons that hit for the cycle. File that away for pub trivia if that comes up. Just saying.
Absolutely.
Also, some more cycle stuff here. Brock Holt hit for the cycle on October 8th, 2018. That's my birthday. Not nice. 2018, but it's my day. You know, it's the day.
That would be something if your birthday was 2018.
Been hosting this show since I was 1 year old. But it's not listed as an official cycle because it took place during the ALDS and is the first and only cycle to ever be hit in a postseason game. Only one. Also, how about this? During a 2-week span in 1933, Mickey Cochran, Jimmy Fox, and Pinky Higgins all hit for the cycle. All three of them were members of the 1933 Philadelphia Athletics. So, within 2 weeks, one team had 3 guys hit for the cycle.
That's just crazy.
See, it's not as cool as a no-hitter or a perfect game, obviously, those kind of things.
It's way cool, though.
Yeah, it's something to hang your hat on. Just it's okay. Also, this is my last one. June 3rd, 1932, Tony Lazzari had a natural cycle that almost finished with a grand slam. Almost. Had a natural cycle. So that means his first plate appearance, he hit a single. Second, he hit a double. Third, he hit a triple. Then he came up with the bases loaded and hit a grand slam to complete the cycle.
Wow.
Nobody
that
ever...
is a day at the plate, my friend.
Yeah, but nobody talks about it because somebody else had a better day at the plate. Lou Gehrig hit 4 home runs that day.
Boy, I'm glad I wasn't on the mound.
Yeah, I know. Wow. It was a pitcher's duel. I wouldn't have wanted to be on the mound for either team. The Yankees and the A's, final score 20-13.
So, boy, oh boy.
Guess how long it took?
4.5 hours.
2 hours and 55 minutes.
Wow, they must have had the pitch clock going.
33 runs were scored and 36 hits. There were 6 errors as well.
In under 3 hours?
Yeah. So Lazzari had those hit. He had another hit as well. He had 6 RBI in the game. So did Gehrig. So they both did okay. Wow. That is a strange game. Lefty Gomez came in with a 2-inning save. For the Yankees too. So I just want to talk about cycles there for a little bit because we had some weird stuff with cycles after we had our first one ever in the month of March.
That's right. I got something that is a record breaker and is also a nice historic moment. Your Boston Red Sox, our Boston Red Sox, since we're always listed as a Boston Red Sox history. And
this will just keep the algorithm will just keep chugging along now that you've mentioned them. Yeah,
I know. We're going to be number one eventually. And that's going to cause a lot of disappointment, concernment, and anger. But anyway, I want to talk about Rafael Devers. Did you see this?
Oh, boy. Yeah. Chris Davis-esque to start the season.
He set a new record by striking out 15 times in his first 5 games. Now, he's gotten a couple hits lately. Okay, so maybe that's all over with. And who knows who to blame, how to blame. I mean, I know he dealt with some injuries last year. And then there was a lot of weird things going on in spring training between him and management. But regardless, 15 times in the first, 15 times and beat out 13. So first 5 games, previous records of strikeouts was 13 and was held by Pat Burrell and Byron Buxton. Burrell did it in 2001 and Buxton in 2017. They each had 13. So Devers, he not only just broke the record, he shattered the record by 2. A bit of a rough beginning for him, 0 for 19. If you had him on your fantasy league, he's been a major drag on your batting average and on-base percentage for sure. But he seems to maybe he's turning it around. I don't know if that's something that you would struggle with, Jeff, if you had to move from third base to DH. But I think I'd be okay with it. I like doing less and still getting to hit.
I am just excited because there's a major league record I could break.
There you go.
Stick me in the lineup, and I guarantee you I will break that record. I'll break it in 16 at-bats. How about that?
Okay. I think that's fair. If maybe at the end of the year, or if one of those independent minor league teams wants to set the record, Jeff is available.
Oh, the Oakland Ballers right here.
The Ballers.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I were in that position where I was expected to strike out 16 times in 16 at-bats, I would swing at every pitch as hard as I possibly could just in case I made contact.
Yes, but of course the ball would have already been caught by the time you finish your swing.
Most likely. Yeah. I might learn by at-bat number 14 that maybe I should swing early. And maybe the pitcher will hit the bat. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying in my league.
So congratulations to Rafael on setting a record that's going to be tough to break.
Unless somebody signs me. Yeah.
Right. There you go. I don't know. I'm sure that Red Sox fans are happy to see him making contact now.
Let's see this. How about let's go from one Sox to the other Sox. Let's talk about the White Sox for a minute, because they've struggled here as of late, but it's going to be okay. The reason I know why is there's this guy. His name's Grant DePorter. He is not deporter like the government is deporting people, but like DEPORTER.
I got you.
He's not an importer exporter. He is a memorabilia collector, and he is also the director of the Chicago Sports Museum. He is also, wears a lot of hats, apparently, the CEO of Harry Carey's Restaurant Group.
Oh, nice.
And he is pretty sure that he can turn the White Sox fortunes around. So DePorter has in his possession a baseball from the 1919 World Series, which I'm going to guess everybody listening knows what 1919 World Series. It was the Black Sox. He thinks that it could have some connection to the current troubles of the Chicago White Sox. So in 2018, a baseball that was used by Cincinnati pitcher Hod Eller to strike out 6 consecutive batters, 3 of whom were implicated in the Black Sox scandal. I just want you to hear that again. A single baseball was supposedly used to strike out 6 consecutive batters on one team. That's 2 innings.
Yeah.
So this single ball made it through at least an inning and a half. I mean, they use 150 balls a game now. They didn't use very many back in that day, but there wasn't a single foul ball or anything in that inning and a half, at least, is incredible if this is to be believed. I don't know. But the ball was found in a time capsule that was located in the Tribune Tower. In the spring of 2022, DePorter relocated the ball to the Chicago Sports Museum. The White Sox recent problems with not losing 120, 110-ish games every year started around the same time. Now, I should note that this is also the same time that Tony La Russa was somehow still managing a Major League Baseball team. So there could be a correlation there as well. I don't know. But last season they set a record with 121 losses. The ball's relocation and the team's collapse occurred near the same time, leading DePorter to think that this may be the cause of the bad play. So he's not a deep thinker, I don't think.
I like it, though.
So for the upcoming 27th annual Worldwide Toast to Harry Carey, DePorter intends to ceremoniously relocate the Black Sox ball back to the Tribune Tower in hopes of lifting this, I guess he perceives it as a curse. A security detail and a Piper parade will accompany the movers. Now, why a security detail is needed is still unclear.
Yeah, you got to protect that.
Is the rest of the league not want it to go back so that there's always like that easy series win? I don't know. But
possibly
there will be a party to celebrate the ball's return. Former White Sox slugger Ron Kittle might be there. The story says he's anticipated to be there. Not that he will be, but if he can manage to step away from his bat furniture business for like a half a day, he might show up. We'll keep you updated. But you might remember DePorter, though, as the guy who once tried to break the Billy Goat curse of the Chicago Cubs by detonating the Bartman ball, the Steve Bartman ball that, remember, was up for auction, and they bought it, and he blew it up. He's now going to tote the Black Sox ball in the same plastic case as the Bartman ball. And, I mean, the Bartman ball thing did work, right?
Apparently.
They won a World Series. So in 1919, the 1919 baseball, he says, is a priceless artifact because of its association with the notorious Black Sox incident. So he's not going to blow it up.
Okay, I appreciate that. I'm sure you do too.
Whatever. Actually, yeah, that is something I would love to put my eyeballs in person on a baseball that was used in the 1919 World Series.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So first off, I wanted to ask you, do you think the Dodgers will lose this year?
I don't know.
That could be a historic season of 162-0.
Yeah, here's the thing. Do you think the Dodgers will win more games than the White Sox will lose? I want to know. I guarantee you that is a bet in sports books, and I'm wondering what the take is.
I do work at a casino. I could go find out.
You should do that and lay down some money on the Dodgers.
That I'm not supposed to do, but I can find out.
Okay.
And the other question is, yes, torpedo bats resulted in a major league record of, was a couple, most home runs to the first 4 games with 18, the 2025 New York Yankees. Pains me to say.
Were they all hit with torpedo bats? Because the Judge isn't using one.
No, they were not.
Yeah.
I'm just mentioning the torpedo bats because it's part of baseball right now and everybody's talking about it. Also, the first team to have 3 players hit at least 3 home runs in the opening 4 games. So a couple records historically set by the 2025 Yankees. And they just, they got a winning record, but they're not 8-0. That's all I'm saying.
They're not even close to the best team in baseball.
No, they're not. But congratulations to all the, not just the hitters with all those home runs, but the pitchers that were part of that history too. So, hey, great job, guys.
So I've seen a physicist, a rival physicist, say that the torpedo bats are really not what's going on here. They're not actually that great. I'm wondering if we've got another batch of baseballs that are going to be flying out a lot this year, is what I'm wondering. But we'll see. Okay, Mark, before we get to our wax packs for this week, I want to introduce a new game.
Oh, good.
This is just going to be a quick one. We'll maybe play a little bit more later. But I've come up with a game called Was He a Yankee? So I'm going to give you a player name and you're going to tell me if he ever played for the Yankees. So, for example, if I were to ask you, was Jay Buhner ever a Yankee?
What the hell did you trade Jay Buhner for? He had 30 home runs, over 100 RBIs last year. He's got a rocket for an arm. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Buhner was a good prospect, no question about it. But my baseball people love Ken Phelps' bat. They kept saying, Ken Phelps, Ken Phelps.
So what would your answer be? Obviously, it would yes.
I'm obviously just guessing, but I'm going to say Buhner was a Yankee.
Yes, very good.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
So let me give you some other names here and tell me if they indeed played for the Yankees. How about Jesse Orosco?
That's a good. Who knows? He could have bumped from the Mets to the Yankees. He's got to stay in New York that way. I'm going to go with yes.
You're correct. It didn't quite happen like that. But he played at age 46. He did play for the Yankees. He played for 3 different teams then.
Oh, my. Okay.
That's a lot of teams. That was his final year in the big leagues, though, at age 46. All right. How about catcher Paul Bacco?
Paul Bacco. You know what? I have no idea, so I'm just going to guess no.
Okay, you're a lot better at this than I was hoping you would be. He played for a lot of teams, but no. Let's see. How about Hall of Famer Dan Bruthers?
Wow, no clue. I'm going to go with yes.
No. He played for, I think he played for more teams than Ricky did. I think he might be the Hall of Famer who played for the most teams during his career, but not the Yankees. All right, last one for today. I've got a whole list of these I put together, but how about the one dog, Lance Johnson?
What was his nickname again? Oh, wait, no, I remember now. Yes,
he played 18 games in pinstripes.
Oh, wow. Only a handful.
Yeah. So there you go. This is a new game. We'll revisit this again. And again, very good job. I was
3-1. I'm no Dodgers. It's a good win-loss record.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the Padres or maybe the Padres have lost 1 game, but they're up there too. And
yes,
West.
They are.
Wow. All right. Mark, let's go ahead and head into the final segment of the show. It's time. I know this is what everybody's waiting for. And that's why we don't put chapter markers on this so that you can't just skip to it. You got to listen to it or keep pushing the skip button. But it is time for Wax Pack's Heroes.
Wax Pack Hero! Gonna pull a Wax Pack Hero! Gold stars in his eyes! Hero! On a podcast tonight!
All right, Mark, looking at the scoreboard, I am closing in on possibly winning back-to-back championships here.
It's possible. It's never been done except for once.
I think you won 3 in a row.
Yes.
But it is 18-14. We're playing to 20. And I am just 2 away currently. So let's get right into it here. If you are new here, this is what we're going to do. We're going to open up a couple of packs of baseball cards, generally from the Wax Packs era, but we like to open them up from kind of all over. And what we're going to do, we're going to play War, the old game of War, using Baseball Reference War with this. So we're each going to get a card and slap it down on the table as hard as we can. And we're going to look at the Baseball Reference War of the year of the card, which in this case is 1977. Got some good cards here.
Absolutely.
New people to talk about. 1977, and whoever has the highest war will win that round. First one to win 5 will win the game. Couple of rules, though. Anything that we deem as 80s baseball aesthetics, even though this is 1977, there could still be some. That means things like real stirrups, big glasses, flip down sunglasses, monocles, reading glasses, I don't know, mustaches, eye black. All of that, you're going to get an extra 1/10 of a point. But if they've got a really good mustache that we really dig, you could get even a bonus 1/10 of a point. Anything that we don't like 2-in-1 stirrups, which is certainly not going to be the case in 1977, that'll be a minus 1/10 of a point. Any awards were won that year. That means Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, MVP. If they made an All-Star gamer or won a Gold Glove, 1/2 a point award for each of those. If there's a Hall of Famer in the card, whether they're the focus or not, that is a whole point. Generally, this favors me. If Ricky Henderson shows up, it doesn't matter who pulls him. I automatically win the round, but he was not in the big leagues in 1977. But you know who was, Mark?
Oh, Mr. Nolan Ryan.
Mr. Nolan Ryan sure was. So we might pull a Nolan Ryan, and then Mark will win that round regardless. Any pop culture references that we can easily find, that's 1/2 a point each. If they appeared on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Seinfeld, or The Simpsons, that is a whole bonus point. I don't think that's going to happen today, but it could. And if they were suspended during their playing career for anything like appearing on the Mitchell Report, or we're going to extend that to the Pittsburgh drug trials, which might be more likely with this pack, that is going to be a minus 1/2 a point. So, Mark, we've had listeners sending in some virtual packs, which is great. Today, though, we have not used one of those, and I apologize.
Yes. Thank you, and they will be used.
Yes, they will be used. We just, again, Mark and I have both had some IRL stuff going on, so we're a little discombobulated, and once we get combobulated, we will get those together. But what we're going to do, we are going to do our own virtual pack here of 1977 tops. So we're going to go ahead. Mark, do you want to go first? Or do you want to go second? I'll let you decide.
Well, I never get to be the home team, so I'm gonna go second.
All right. Then I am up first, and my first card. All right. I at least know who this person is. With the Pittsburgh, it's Richie Zisk.
Okay.
I'm gonna get some mustache points here.
Richie was a Mariner.
Richie had a long career, if I'm correct. Yeah, 13 years in the big leagues as an outfielder. Let's see, Richie Zisk, 13 years, 6 with the Bucks, 3 with the Rangers, 3 with your Seattle Mariners, and then 1 with the White Sox. 1977, good news for me, one of his 2 All-Star years, and received MVP votes. Hit 290, 355 on base, 30 home runs, career high, 101 RBI, also a career high, and a 134 OPS plus for a 2.7 WAR.
Nice.
2.7 plus he was an all-star that year. Plus he's got a mustache. Yeah, I mean, this is just your basic spring training shot, so there's not going to be anything here that's going to help me out there. But I'm sure Richie Zisk had a rich career off the field that we can talk about.
First things first, he was actually historically the first player to ever sign a 10-year deal.
Wow.
Yes.
9-year deals. 9-year deals are all the rage this season, apparently.
Apparently so. Yeah, he signed a 10-year, $2.75 million contract with the Rangers in 77.
Wow. That's below the league average. I think I just read the league average now. It's $5 million.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez. Inducted into the National Polish American Sports Hall of Fame as well. Also hit for the cycle. How about that?
There it is.
All right. So that is a 3.3 for me. It's a strong start right there.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right. And your card, oh, wow. You got a Hall of Famer.
Ooh.
How about that? Michael Jack Schmidt. As good as Richie Zisk is.
Yes. This is fortuitous for me, maybe.
All right, let's see. Hall of Famer, obviously, 18-year career, every single at-bat with the Philadelphia Phillies. 1977, he was an all-star, won a Gold Glove, and just like Richie Zisk, also received MVP votes. Good news for you, though, he led the league in WAR. So overall, he hit 274, 393 on base, 38 home runs. The third season in a row, he had 38 home runs, 101 RBI, a 151 OPS plus, and an 8.9 WAR. He's got a mustache. He's got the Hall of Fame. He's got a ton of stuff. So this is as good as Richie Zisk was, you squashed him.
Boy, okay. This game is all skill, I got to say.
Let me see.
Interesting. We talked about Zisk's contract. Mike Schmidt was the very first player in baseball history to surpass $500,000 a year.
Who was the first $1 million player?
I believe that was Nolan Ryan.
You are correct. Just wanted to see.
Just wanted to see if I missed it, how you could ridicule me.
Yeah, you missed something about Nolan Ryan a couple pods ago, so I gotta keep.
I know. I have to be more careful.
Yeah. All right. So congratulations to you there. That is one for you.
One for me.
All right. My next card is, let's see. Oh, I've got a rookie card. I'm sure this will be worth a lot. It is none other than outfielder for the Bucks here, Omar Moreno. Wow. 12 years in the big leagues, 8 with Pittsburgh, 3 with the Yankees, and then 1 apiece for Atlanta, Houston, and KC. In 1977, hit 240, 295 on base, 34 RBI, 7 home runs. Wow, I think did they switch those categories up? I don't know. 53 stolen bases. Wow. He had 53, 71, 77, 96, and then 39, 60, 37. Overall, 487 career stolen bases. Pretty impressive for Omar Moreno. And that'll be a 73 OPS plus and a 1.5 WAR.
First of all, this is cool. Moreno has returned to Panama since he retired, and he and his wife started the Omar Moreno Foundation, which is a youth charity for underprivileged kids in Panama.
Do I get points for that?
No, but it's just cool.
It's like the opposite of Mel Hall. But he made a cameo in a Mexican movie called El Hombre de la Mandila.
And why would that not count?
El Hombre.
It has to count.
Yeah, and he also has an uncredited role on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, along with fellow major leaguer Mookie Wilson in an episode called Chinatown.
I used to watch Space Ghost Coast
to
Coast.
Yeah.
I don't remember that, but that's awesome.
Don't either, but that'll bump me up to 2 points even for Omar Moreno.
That was a sound effect celebrating your 2 points.
Yeah, the dogs are very excited about Omar Moreno. All right. Let's see. Going up against Omar Moreno will be, let's see. I do not know who this is. Daryl Chaney. Chaney.
Daryl Chaney.
Chaney? Is it like Dick's brother or what's going on here? But Daryl
Chaney. Okay.
Chaney. 11 years in the big league, 7 with Cincinnati and 4 with Atlanta. 1977. with Atlanta, hit 201, 260 on base, 3 home runs, 15 RBI, a 43 OPS plus, and a minus .7 WAR.
Whoops.
I'm feeling pretty confident here in this round.
I need half of Mike Schmidt's WAR.
Yeah,
for this round.
If we still did the overall total, Mike Schmidt might win it for you. Let's see. Wow, he also he at one point was part of the Atlanta announcing crew along with Ernie Johnson Sr., Skip Carey, and Pete Van Waren.
Oh, wow.
Somebody has written a biography about him titled Welcome to the Big Leagues, Every Man's Journey to Significance.
Ooh, I'm still waiting for that. Maybe someday.
All right. So I have got Santo Alcala. I don't know Santo Alcala yet. We're going to meet him here. Santo Alcala, 2 years in the big leagues, Cincinnati, and then part of 77 with Montreal. In 77, he split time between Cincinnati and Montreal. Overall, he's a pitcher, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. 3-7 with a 4.83 ERA, 117 innings pitched, 126 hits, and 73 strikeouts for a 79 ERA plus and a minus .5 WAR.
Oh, this bodes well, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, let's see. He was on The Simpsons, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and Seinfeld. No.
Wow, what are the odds?
He was not. He is no almost Steve Sachs. So that will be a bad card for me. That will be a minus .5 and nothing else really there to talk about. Let's see if you can beat him with Tom. Okay, now his name is Tom Hausman, Hausman.
Tom Hausman? Is it Hausman or Hausman? We don't know.
Hausman. There is no pronunciation here. Overall, 7 years in the big leagues, 5 with the Mets, 2 with the Brewers, 1 with Atlanta. 1977. Remember, I had a minus .5. So this is one of those instances where he has a gap in his major league service between 76 and 78, which is good news for you because that'll be a 0, which does beat a minus .5.
Oh, thank you for not making the big leagues.
Unless he was caught up in the Pittsburgh drug trials, which would help because then we would be tied. But it does not appear.
He didn't sign with the Pirates until 83.
Oh.
So
well, I mean, you didn't have to be on the Pirates to be involved in the Pittsburgh trials.
That's true.
I'm just
saying.
Have the mascot come visit you during BP and do one of those low-key handshakes where things are exchanged. All right, that's another win for you. You're up 2-1. All right, next card for me will be, I've got one of your guys. I have got Tommy John.
I think you might deserve some pop culture points.
But I mean, pop culture, is Tommy John surgery really pop culture? I don't know.
Absolutely. Not everybody gets a surgery or a disease named after him.
All right, I'll take it. 1977. Let's see. First of all, 26 years in the big leagues for Tommy John. Yankees for 8, White Sox for 7, Dodgers for 6, the California Angels for 4, Cleveland for 2, and the Oakland A's for 1. In 1977, he went 20-7. With a 2.78 ERA, came in second in the Cy Young balloting. Did not make the All-Star game. Let's see, 220 innings pitched, 225 hits, 123 strikeouts, a 138 ERA plus, and a 4.4 WAR. So with the pop culture right there, that'll be a 4.9.
Ouch.
Unfortunately for me, not a Hall of Famer.
No.
I don't know.
He almost died of COVID.
Oh, did
I remember that?
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think that counts. He was traded by the White Sox with Steve Huntz to the Dodgers for Dick Allen. So he was traded for a Hall of Famer at one point. Obviously, the surgery. Let's see. Is there anything else? Does he, besides being like bitter that he's not in the Hall of Fame, has he done anything else that's going to help me? He's done some broadcasting, apparently.
He doesn't have anything to do with the Tommy John Underwear Company. I know that.
No, he does not. He's got a talented offspring, though. Apparently one of them landed a role in Les Miserables on Broadway.
Very nice.
And
that can't be easy.
No, but yeah, nothing else there is going to help me, but I'll take it with a 4.9 for Tommy John. And you, card number 1. That's probably going to be good. All right. You have got this is card number 1. Number 1. It is the 1976 batting leaders. So shoot. All right. You have got a choice here between George Brett or Bill Madlock.
You know, I gotta go with George Brett.
Okay.
He's George Brett.
I was going to say, I might want to go with Mad Dog.
Oh, Madlock had some killer years.
Yeah. Plus, he's cool.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's see. Just know that Bill Madlock had a 1.1 WAR.
Oh.
All right, let's look at George Brett, who 21 years, all Royals, 1977. Likewise, didn't lead the league in any category, but he was an all-star. And you're going to easily win this one. 312 batting average, 373 on base, 22 home runs, 88 RBI, 14 stolen bases, a OPS plus of 142, and a 7.6 WAR. And he was on Fantasy Island. So,
yes,
amongst other things. So that's an easy win for you, and you are up 3-1. All right, time to bear down here. My next card. Not a Hall of Famer, a peripheral Hall of Famer, a player that there are many people that think he should be in the Hall of Fame, Darrell Evans. So, 21 years in the big leagues, 9 with Atlanta, 8 with San Francisco, 5 with Detroit. 1977 in San Francisco, he hit 254, 351 on base, 17 home runs, 72 RBI, a 107 OPS plus, and a 1.4 WAR.
1.4 is, it's positive.
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay.
It beats that minus 0.5.
Atlanta traded him to the Giants for Jake Brown, Mike Eden, Willie Montañez, and very versatile actor and musician Craig Robinson. I don't think that's the same Craig Robinson that was Darryl on The Office. I don't think that's him.
Oh, yeah. You could have fooled me.
Yeah. Let's see here. Anything else going to help me out? Anything? Oh, we've had him before because he saw a UFO at one point.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He publicly revealed in 1984 that 2 years previous, he and his wife both saw this UFO. All right. That's a 1.4 for me. And that will be going up against All Splittorff for the Royals. Oh. Now, I know Split, I think he still is doing Royals broadcasts. At least he was. I'm not sure if he's dead. He died almost 15 years ago, so I'm guessing he's not. But I know why I thought that, because I was watching some old videos, and one of them was him doing a Royals game, and he was doing something goofy. Overall, 15 years in the big leagues, all of it for Kansas City for Split. 1977. Let's see. He went 16-6. Very nice. A 3.69 ERA, 229 innings pitched, 243 hits, 99 strikeouts, a 1.10 ERA plus, and a WAR of 3.1. Let's see. He's got glasses, so you're going to get that as well. I don't think it really matters at this point. I think you're going to easily win this one.
This is interesting. He's worked as an analyst for Big 8 and Big 12 college basketball telecasts.
Yeah. I mean, basketball's a simple sport. I like it when they dribble up and down the court.
Ladies and gentlemen, KB, who I'm sure listens to this show.
All right. Let's see. Unfortunately for me, you are now one away. It's 4-1, and we're heading into what might be my final card. Let's see. I have got going up for me to the plate. I have got rookie pitchers. All right. There are 4 pitchers here. One of which I just used on the grid on April Fool's, which is
nice.
Fun. Not really great. This is going to be a tough one. Jim Gideon, Leon Hooton, Dave Johnson, and Mark Lemongello. Now, of those four, who do you think I used on the grid?
Jim Gideon?
No, Mark Lemongello, because it sounds like sounds like a Lemongello shot, which also our lawyer tends to take a lot of those.
Yeah, him and those Jello shots.
Yeah, those Jello shots. So let's see here. Of these four, I don't think that's Davy Johnson. No, that's Davy Johnson, and he's got glasses and a mustache. So I'm going to go with him. All right, I'm going to go with Dave Johnson.
All right.
Dave, don't call me Davey. Must be this one. Yeah, there we go. And he is not the Dave Johnson. He is not the manager. He looks a lot like him. But no. Okay. Overall, 4 years in the big leagues, 2 with Baltimore, 2 with Minnesota. 1977. You went 2-5 with a 4.58 ERA, 72 2/3 innings, 83 hits, 33 strikeouts for an 88 ERA plus, and a WAR of -0.1. But he's got glasses and a mustache, so that will be a positive 0.1, barring, a bunch of TV appearances, which I don't even know that I'm going to be able to find his Wikipedia page because I'm not sure that he has one. David Charles Johnson. Not the American composer and flautist, though.
No?
No.
Because that would be amazing. We'd have to do a whole show, maybe a pair of shows. At first, I thought you said Dwayne Johnson. I'm like, if you smell what the Rock was
No,
cooking.
I just smell. So this David Johnson does not have a Wikipedia page, which I'm just going to assume means that he has got a lot of pop culture references that we can tack on here.
I'm sure.
All right. So that'll be a 0.1 for me. And you have got Senator Brent Strom. Or no, that's no. Who is there? Was Strom Thurmond.
Strom Thurmond.
Boy. Strom Thurmond would be on our do not talk about list.
Strom was got elected in his hundreds. I mean, that's like talent.
It's all the same today, right? But all right, we're gonna Stormy. Pronunciation rhymes with prom. Strom. See, we know what's going on. Brent Strom. Let's see. 5 years in the big leagues. 3 with the Padres, 1 with Cleveland, 1 with the Mets. 1977 was his last year. With the Padres, he's a pitcher. He went 0-2 with a 12.42 ERA, 16 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 8 strikeouts, a 29 ERA plus, and a WAR of -1.2. That's rough. First round, 3rd pick overall by the Mets in 1970. Did not pan out.
No.
But he is still around. He has been coaching most of his life. Oh, wow. According to Tommy John, Strom was the 2nd pitcher to ever receive Tommy John surgery.
Oh, wow. Okay.
See how we tied that together?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So he's been a coach on the Astros for a while, and it looks like he's now coaching with the Bucks, probably. But that's a win for me. All right. We continue on. It's 4-2. Next card for me. Oh, wow. This is great. Rookie card with the Houston Astros, Joaquin Andujar.
Joaquin the dog, Andujar. Oh, legend.
Yeah. He was afraid of snakes, right? He was the guy that they used to always put fake snakes in his locker.
I believe so,
freak him out. Yeah. Let's see. Overall, 13 years in the big leagues. Houston for 7, St. Louis for 5, Oakland for 2. 1977, good news for me, all-star year. Yeah. It must have been the case where he was the lone Astros representative. 11-8, 3.69 ERA, 158 2/3 innings, 149 hits, 69 strikeouts, and 97 ERA plus, for a WAR for the 2nd consecutive time of positive 0.1.
Now, I remember, and I've talked about this before, so I'll keep it short, but man, when he got the chance to hit, he swung the bat so hard. He would screw himself into the ground trying to hit one out. Because, and it's smart, in my opinion. If you're going to strike out anyway, take your cuts.
Yeah. And if you just happen to make contact, yeah.
Exactly. That was his philosophy.
Went a perfect 5-0 in the Senior Professional Baseball League and was then signed by the Expos based off of the Senior Professional League, becoming the first player to sign with an MLB club after playing in the Senior Professional Baseball League.
That's actually very interesting.
Let's see. Unfortunately, passed away in 2015 in San Pedro de Macorís. We know how he got there, right?
That's right.
Because he certainly did not walk there. All right. So that'll be, I was kind of expecting some pop culture, none that we can easily see there. So that's a positive 0.1 again. And your card is going to be, I don't know, Bruce Kison, Kison. I worked for a KISN AM in Salt Lake City for a while. Kison AM.
Did you?
Yeah. Home of the Utah Jazz at that point.
Kison, right?
You got it. Bruce kissing his sister. All right. Okay, now
Pasco, Washington.
The pronunciation says Keeson. So Bruce, I apologize. He's passed away, but I apologize. Yeah, from Pasco. Went to Central Washington. 15 years in the big leagues, 9 for the Bucks, 5 for the California Angels, 1 for Boston. 1977 with the Bucks, he went 9-10 with a 4.90 ERA, 193 innings, 209 hits, a 122 strikeout count, 81 ERA plus for a WAR of minus 0.9. We're going to be going the distance here at this rate. He's got a wispy mustache, so you get that. So that'll take it down to a minus 0.4. If he has got some pop culture reference, I mean, you could tie it up. But
I don't think he does. There is something, though, you're not going to believe. His hobbies were hunting and fishing.
Of course they were. They had to put something on the back of the baseball cards. Let's see. Married the former Anna Marie Orlando after Game 7 of the 1971 World Series, flying straight from the game to the wedding in a helicopter and a Learjet. Okay.
This is awesome. He hit 7 batters in one game in the minor leagues.
Not so awesome for the 7 guys that got plunked, but
amazing.
Is that a record?
It doesn't say.
Who was it? I think it was in the big leagues. I think we've talked about it, that went up there and just said, I'm going to hit every batter until I get tossed, because they were not happy with. Oh, here, Bruce Kison. I've got a picture of him being punched by Mike Schmidt here. Looks like Schmidt has charged the mound and has landed a punch on Kison. Oops. Again, we planned that out with the Mike Schmidt card earlier. So
that's right. As far as anyone knows.
Yeah. All right. So it's 4-3. My next card is Boog Powell. The old Boog Powell.
The
Boog's Barbecue Boog Powell. John Wesley Powell. John Wesley Boog Powell. Now, of course, there's been a Boog Powell recently with the A's, but this is not that is not him. Step brother of Carl Taylor. I don't know. Carl Taylor was a pitcher. No, he was a outfielder in the 60s and early 70s.
He created those shoes. Oh, that's Chuck Taylor.
Let's see. Boog, 17 years, 14 with the O's, 2 with Cleveland, 1 with the Dodgers. 1977 was his final year in the big leagues. 50 games he appeared in, had 53 plate appearances. So I don't think he started a single game this season, just off the bench. He hit .244 with a .415 on base percentage. Wow. No home runs, 5 RBI, walked 12 times, struck out 9, 83 OPS plus, and a WAR of exactly 0.
It's as if he didn't play.
Yeah. Now, do I get points for just him being named Boog?
You know, I'd like to say yes, but I'd also not like to.
What about, Boog's Barbecue in Baltimore is a pop culture icon.
It is still going.
Yeah, it's out there in right field. You see the smoke every game.
Yeah, I think not. Just my opinion.
Powell received the nickname Boog from his father. In the South, he says, they call little kids who are often getting into mischief boogers, or pronounced boogers, and my dad shortened it to Boog.
Wow. Dr. Johnny Fever would have something to say about that.
Okay, now this is definite. He's got a whole in pop culture section here.
Okay.
Okay, first of all, in a Miller Lite commercial.
Oh, yeah.
So there's there right there. Mentioned in an episode of Cheers, apparently one of Mayday Malone's greatest moments in his career was retiring Boog Powell in both games of a doubleheader. He's mentioned in an episode of the Netflix show F's for Family. Often, this was the one that got me, often referenced in episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And current MLB announcer for the Cubs, John Shambi, is nicknamed after him.
Okay.
All right, so I get pop culture points.
You
so
get the pop culture.
I get the 0.5 at least. All right, I'll take it. All right, and you will be going up against Boog with Gary Thomason. Thomasson.
Gary Thomason. I'm not familiar.
I'm not familiar. He apparently played in Japan as well. Overall, 9 years in the big leagues. Giants for 6, Dodgers for 2, then the Yankees and the Oakland Athletics. 1977. Oh, boy. Good year. Hit 256, 358 on base, 17 home runs, 71 RBI, 16 stolen bases, a 117 OPS plus, and a 2.7 WAR, which is clearly enough to win this. Played 2 years for the Yomiuri Giants and had some power. Not a whole lot, but a little bit of power there.
I have a Japanese pop culture reference.
Okay.
Tokyo writer and conceptual artist Akasagawa published a book containing photographs of found objects, which he termed Hyperart Thomason.
Wait, containing found objects. So presumably not a single one of these found objects had anything to do with Gary Thomason.
Right, but he was a fan, so he named it Hyperart Thomason.
Okay. Whatever it is, it's good enough to give you the win, sir. That'll bump you up to 15, and it is now 18-15.
Our backs are to the wall. We got to play better.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Wax Packs Heroes. That'll also do it for the episode as a whole. Thank you for joining us. If you want more of us, you can find us on all the social medias. You can find all the links in the show notes, or just Google Two Strike Noise. A reminder, I'm also streaming when I am home, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Twitch in the morning. But join us. It's a lot of fun. I know we've had some listeners in there, and it's fun to watch me struggle with the grid and some of those other things. But also, Mark, people are sending us these virtual packs via our email address you like to talk about.
Yes, TWO Strike Noise, twostrikenoise@gmail.com.
All right. That'll do it for this edition of Two Strike Noise. Thank you very much for joining us. Sorry it's a little bit late, and hope everybody else is doing well. Go enjoy some baseball, except for you, John Fisher. You can.
That's right, John.
You know what you can do.
Put it in a pipe and smoke it, buddy.
We will see you all next week on the next episode of Two Strike Noise.
Thank you. God bless you. Have a great day.
What a boomer.